guys, to another race.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, episode number 8 of the F1 Manager 23 Career Mode series with McLaren Formula One team. And it is another big episode here as we are actually at the Barcelona racetrack for the Spanish Grand Prix weekend. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future action, as well as future videos. It is fun. We are having a good time with this channel. We're going to be bringing hopefully some new things to you guys in regards to Formula One as we move along here. Just a little bit of a recap. Currently sitting 7th in the standings. Our current season objective is finishing 7th or above, so right now we are doing at least a decent job of that. When it comes to our drivers, Piastri still a 76, Lando Norris still an 88. They're both still, morale is high, which is good. And then we've got Pelou on the bench, not really doing anything. The staff currently still sitting at their ratings from the last episode, 78, 84, 81, 84, 89. Pit crew is just about to finish their development when it comes to the gym training and car building, whatever that's supposed to mean. Let's see what else we want to keep you guys updated on. We did complete scouting on Dragovic. He is, let's get this ratings here. If I could just find him. Where is Dragovic? Here we go. We got Pochar and we've got Dragovic. They're both detailed. Dragovic is technically cheaper. He is a reserve driver, but Theo is currently just a F2 driver, which we could just hire right in. He is open to negotiations. Buyout fee is a little bit higher than Dragovic, but his salary is also a little bit more. So that's going to be something we will want to really keep an eye out on. We could go ahead and go for Mick Schumacher as our reserve driver. He is technically better than Oscar Piastri, but Piastri, I think overall is going to be a better driver. Let's do facilities next. Car facilities. Wind tunnel is still 54 days out, so still a little bit of time and a few more episodes to go for that. Scouting is 4 more days until that is fully upgraded. After that, I think we will go ahead and get the team hub upgraded and or weekly development. Ooh, driver. Weekly development goes up 20% if we get this done. We're just going to start this upgrade. I know it's about 4 million, but we're going to go ahead and do that and get that upgraded because, again, 60 to 80% of weekly development for our drivers. I think that is absolutely huge. Not too sure why we haven't done that more so. Nothing in facilities management right now. Race confidence gained 10%. I wish it would show like what it would boost it to. Team attractiveness, weekly income, we could get the tour center up, which would boost the value up to $87,500. Memorabilia room will only bring up the team attractiveness by 5. Helipad, quite interesting. Sponsor targets payout is up 1%. We've already upgraded the weather forecast center. We maybe want to do that again. If we upgrade the hospitality area, attractiveness goes up quite a bit. And then if we upgrade the boardroom, which is only $780,000, that's going to boost the confidence gained by the board of confidence and team attractiveness. And that's only $780,000. We're going to go ahead and do that, get that upgraded. It is going to only take 20 days, so we'll get those going on the back end. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the weekend. We were able to get a car part finished there. And then let's actually see. Check in. We have medium confidence in your leadership as team principal. That is very nice. Driver development. It does look like Piastri's overtaking, defending, and reactions have gone up. Lando Norris is up with cornering as well as overtaking, which is always nice to see the overtake go up for sure. Engineer and driver tension. Acknowledge. Tensions may improve. I don't really know what to do. I've noticed some tension between Lando Norris and their race engineer, William Joseph. I'm not sure exactly why they're not getting along, but I know this can have an impact on drivers' morale and on-track performance, so I thought you should know. You may want to speak with them both, but the outcome may rely on their communication skills more than anything else. Intervening may just make things worse if they are not strong communicators. There's every chance that they will work this out between themselves in time, but I will leave the decision to speak with them or not up to you. We'll go acknowledge. I don't really know what this is going to do. Let's find out. I don't really know what happened. Financial report. Go to finances. Let's see. Season balance. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Not too worried about finances right now. Spanish Grand Prix race preview. Rear wing manufactured. And I'm missing. I can't find the other mail. Go to pit crew development. We need more development for the team. I suppose we could do fatigue reduction, just because they will be tired. So we need to keep their... I'm just trying to figure that out. We need to just keep their morale good. But we're going to go ahead and get into the race weekend. Get things going. Car development. Man, that is just not good. Car 1 performance. Not great. So we'll need to keep an eye out on that. Scouting department has been boosted to level 2, which is awesome to see. Good stuff there. Spanish Grand Prix race prep. Let's go to performance. Reach Q2. I think that's definitely worth it. So we'll go ahead and get into the race weekend without further ado. So we'll hop into it. I'll do the practice off screen, and then we will get into qualifying and see what we can do with Team McLaren. So practice is done and dusted, and there was an issue in P1. Oscar Piastri actually crashed out of the session after being ran off the track by Kevin Magnussen. He did receive, I believe, a 3-second penalty, which is insane because we had to replace pretty much every car part for Oscar Piastri. Absolutely smashed into the wall, so that's why his track simulation is only down at 66%. Simulation for Norris, 94%. 100 and then 84 on the setup satisfaction. I couldn't really dial in the setup satisfactions on both our drivers this weekend. Just too much car tweaking would have been involved with trying to find the balance, which I'm still trying to get the hang of, but we are heading into qualifying for the weekend. In the race, they are calling for moderate rain, so should be interesting. The race itself is going to be very interesting, but you can see Piastri is pretty much good to go for qualifying for his car parts. When it comes to car parts for Lando, we want to make sure we get the top of the line stuff on there for him. ERS will probably need to make another one for Lando here, but he is good to go. We want to make sure we get 2 flying laps on both of our cars, so that they are also good to go. Soft tires on. We should have enough for both of our cars to get a decent job done here, since most likely we will not need soft tires for the weekend as it will be rainy. We'll send out Piastri here early. We're not going to manage anything with the car when it comes to pushing it on the laps itself, because the game already auto pushes to the full max when he is on his flying laps. So we'll put him out. We're going to wait on putting Lando out a little bit. I do want the rubber and everything to kind of sink in on the track a little bit more, but I also don't want him stuck in traffic. So we'll see what Piastri can do on his first flying lap, as he does not have any traffic whatsoever in front of him. But if Verstappen's going out early, we'll send out Norris right now. Piastri is going to come around on the first flying lap. Obviously, he's going to set the lap to beat, and he's back on an out lap. Lando on that flying lap. Let's see what he can do. De Vries actually goes fastest overall, and we'll see what Lando does on his first flying lap. Piastri on his second flying lap right now. We're going to hop on board with Piastri as he's going to finish this first flying lap, or second flying lap, I should say. He's got 2 yellow sectors, so not great to see for him, and not a great lap. We'll hop on board here with Lando. Actually, he's on his out lap, so we'll hop on board with Lando here halfway through his second flying lap, so we'll see where he's at. He's in green, 2 green sectors, which is very, very nice. Good to see, and he passes the finish line currently in 6th. We'll get Piastri on a new set of soft tires. And Lando, I mean, that's a pretty decent effort from Lando, but a lot of drivers not actually going out, which is quite interesting. So we'll send out Piastri now because he's going to get 2 flying laps. Lando, we had to use 2 soft tires in practice, so, I mean, we're most likely not going to get to Q3, so we'll use another new set of softs to ensure that we can get in to Q2 with Lando. Piastri is on the outside looking in right now. We're going to send Lando out now to see what he can do, but Piastri is on his out lap. His second flying lap is underway, and we will kind of hop on board. Piastri, second to last. He's got yellow timings right now, and Piastri is P19. Okay, not great. Lando's up in 12th right now. Lando's actually buzzing, so I'm not too worried about Lando. He's on his out lap. Piastri is... Man, I don't know what it is with Piastri. He cannot figure that car out. As Lando, green sectors right now. We're going to hop on board with Lando. Yellow sector 2, not great. But let's hope he can have a strong finish here as he's being pushed by the Red Bull. Hopefully he doesn't move out of the way. And let's hope he can have a strong finish here on semi-fresh soft tires. He's being pushed down the road here by Red Bull. And Lando is going to finish P13. I don't know if that's going to be good. At 14, he's moving down. As long as Albon doesn't bump him out. Albon does... Oh, Albon moved in. Zhou Guanyu isn't able to do any better. So we do get a vehicle into Q2. Piastri in 20th once again. We definitely need to look to make a switch at in the driver's seat, in the driver market, because I'm not happy with Piastri right now. He needs to impress me a little bit more, because Lando's good enough to get the car into Q2, but Piastri just he's not able to really get it done. It's quite upsetting, and we need more from him. I don't think he's going to be able to give us enough more. Lando, on the other hand, I'll be very intrigued if he can even get into Q3. That'd be awesome to see. But we'll send Norris out early. Magnussen, the one who caused the crash with Piastri in practice 1, is behind us. So we'll see. Lando does set the time to beat, which is easily beaten. And Lando on his second flying lap. We'll hop on board halfway through here. Yellow sector 1. Let's hop on board here as he's coming to the end of the lap. Yellow sector 2. And we've got a bunch of drivers still looking to finish their first laps. They're actually on their out lap as Lando coming in to finish his second out lap. Right here, right now. Let's see if he can put up a decent time. Green sector 3. Which I don't think is going to be good enough. So he's going to come into the pits. Position 7 right now. Position 9. Verstappen has not yet gone. We need to reconfigure. We need to put another fresh set of softs on. See if Lando will be able to do something with that. We're going to need to get him out early because... Oh, man, we're just on the cusp of missing out right now. So let's see what Lando can do. Albon is right behind us. So we are fighting with Albon to get into our first... I believe it would be our first Q3 of the season. So let's see what Lando can do here. First flying lap. He is behind Hulkenberg. Gets around him. Green sector 1, yellow sector 2 on the first flying lap. And... Lando currently is sitting out, looking in. He's got a minute left. He's currently down in 12th, which wouldn't be terrible starting position. But we've got one more flying lap here. We're going to time it up perfectly. Let's see what Lando can do. Through Sector 1, yellow timing. See what he can do through Sector 2 if he can make it a little bit better. There's nobody in front of him, so clean air. Yellow Sector 2, so he's most likely not going to improve his time here. We'll bump that up to time, I was going to say times 2. Unless he has a magical third sector here, we are most likely going to be finishing in Q2 with our vehicle, and that's exactly where we're going to end up. Either 12th, yeah, we finished 12th. So we do finish in front of the Haas cars, which is nice, but the Alpines up in 7th and 9th, they are definitely pulling away in their position, but overall Lando finishing 12th. I mean, I would expect Piastri to be finishing above De Vries, Zhou Guanyu, and Valtteri Bottas, but he just can't. So we may need to look to bring in another driver, and I've got a potential idea for the next episode in mind. But we need to keep our eyes focused here on the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona, Spain. We've got the race itself, and now we've got to pick. We've got to pick our strategy here. Fuel load, I'll give our drivers one extra lap because I have a feeling there's going to be a DNF in this race. So we're going to start both cars on soft tires. Lando will eventually be going to hards, Piastri going to mediums, and then Lando will be finishing on the mediums with Piastri back on the softs. So I fully expect there to be rain this race at some point, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that as this race. Green flag is waved, red lights are on, and red lights are out as the Spanish Grand Prix is underway. You know what I did again? I completely forgot to put push attack mode on our drivers. I always seem to do that as Piastri in the back. We're going to move it to push. Oh, there was a wreck. Crash right in front of Piastri. Oh, man, that was a big time collision. Not too sure who it was. We're going to take a look on the replay there as we were kind of just getting our drivers up to speed. Carlos Sainz looks to have ran into an Alpine, and I don't know if the Alpine had picked up any damage, but it does look like Carlos Sainz has suffered potential front wing damage, and that is big time for his hopes in the Drivers' Championship. Cars multiple crash involving cars. Yeah, we saw that. Oh, Logan Sargent also getting involved in the wreck here. Who did he run into? Oh, that was the one that was right in front of Piastri. So Logan Sargent ran into, I don't know if that was Bottas or Zhou Guanyu, but Logan Sargent already in trouble. Norris up into 10th position right now. That is very nice to see. We're going to get deploy for Piastri, and right now the boys are pushing very well in this race so far. Norris up in 11th, Piastri up one position. Carlos Sainz given a 5-second grid penalty causing a collision. Did he get 2 time penalties? I just saw that come across the screen twice, but lap 1 of the Spanish Grand Prix has been definitely juicy in this one. We'll go back to Piastri as he's looking to get around Nick De Vries. Lando definitely needs to stick up with the drivers here. They're saying in about 15... Oh, no, I was going to say 15 minutes time there will be change. But Ocon is into the pits early, so he did have damage to his vehicle. That is promising for us as Piastri also gets above them and is in front of Logan Sargent. So Piastri up in 17th, which is nice to see, but Lando Norris currently in the points. So this is going to be a very interesting race to see what we can do. Let's see tires around us. Everyone pretty much on the softs, Verstappen on the mediums. And Sargent is already 83% on his tires. Bottas 81, down to 80 now. So Bottas is going to have to pit early. He might have a strategy where he's going to go a little bit longer. Ocon and Sainz still in the pits. Ocon now just out of the pits. So it's going to be a tough race for Esteban Ocon to try to catch up because it does look like he picked up some pretty decent damage on the car. As Lando trying to stay in touching distance here of Albon. And then it goes Russell, Gasly, Hamilton, Stroll, Leclerc, Verstappen, Alonso, and Perez. So that is quite interesting there. But I'm really happy with how this race has started for us, at least. We're going to back off the tire pushing for now. We'll go back to neutral. DRS is enabled. So Norris is within touching distance as well as Piastri. We're going to go back to standard with the tire pushing on Norris because I don't want him to eat up his tires too much. He's only on 89% 2 laps in. Positions here as Logan Sargent overtakes Piastri. We'll take a look here. Down into turn 1. Logan Sargent a little bit more in front of Piastri there. Makes the move pay off into that final turn of that first little bit of the sector 1. And he makes the move stick. We're falling pretty far behind Lando now. Or with Lando. So we'll go back to neutral on the ERS as Norris under some heavy pressure here from Hulkenberg as well as Tsunoda behind him then. Piastri overtakes Bottas, which is very nice to see. So we'll take a look at that. And just when we were dogging Piastri before the race with his qualifying performance, in race he's actually making up for it, which is quite nice to see with Piastri overtaking Valtteri Bottas, just getting around him there, finding a way to get it done. We're going to hop on board here with Lando and see where he's at. Bottas overtakes Piastri once again. Let's take a look at the tires. Albon's at 62. We're at 64 on those softs. So he's basically pushing as much as we are. Russell is struggling, but we're not actually catching him. So we're just going to stick here with Lando for now because I'm assuming Albon is pushing heavy on the tires. We'll also top up with the ERS and kind of micromanage as Lando with a dive bomb on Albon here in Sector 3. What a move, but Albon fights back. There's a yellow flag. Oh man, Albon finding a way to get back around. Perez ran wide in turn 14. Interesting to see there. Man, that was a pretty decent move there by Lando as we've got the DRS down the main straight. Can we have enough pace down here to get past Albon? We're not going to be able to get it done. As Sargent, I'm looking down at the table now, is definitely catching Piastri down that main straight. And Piastri is sticking with Bottas, who's then about 2 seconds behind De Vries. It took me a second there. I was like, what's the guy's name again? 60, 58. So tires, Lando's doing a decent job. Russell's down to 50% on those softs. So he is extremely pushing to stick in touching distance of Pierre Gasly, who is really fighting as Piastri gets around Bottas. So we're going to see what Lando can do here. We're losing, I wouldn't say we're losing ground, but we're doing a decent job on these tires as he looks to dive bomb potentially again into that turn. It does look like Lando loves doing that on that turn. Down the main straight, we're going to get to attack here with Lando on the tires just to see if we can get around Albon because we are losing pace, but we do have technically better tires than Albon right now. Percentage-wise, yeah, by 1%. So just got to stick within touching distance here of Albon. I know we're kind of micromanaging Lando in this race, but I feel like it's definitely needed with points in the balance and points definitely in the need. Overtake failed. That's okay. That's okay, buddy. Just keep it going. We will surely get him. Tires are looking good there. Piastri 2 seconds behind De Vries. He's starting to push away from Bottas, and you can see there tire degradation from the guys down below are not great. So Piastri actually doing a decent job with those tires. Last lap we were just a little bit slower than Albon and a lot slower than the cars behind. So it does seem like Albon is kind of slowing us up. And he is starting to push now, so we need to push as well. So we'll go to neutral on the ERS with Lando. Ooh, looked like Piastri, or looked like Albon with a little interesting entrance into that turn, but Lando definitely needs to push here. as we will go back to the times. 8 on the intervals here. Lando pushing on those tires. Take a look here. I'm thinking we go to pit options. I think we go to intermediates. Although they are calling for medium tires. Oh, it's quite interesting because there's a mandatory tire that we have to use. I don't like that. So maybe we go to mediums with Piastri. Sargent overtakes Piastri. Okay. No one's come into the pits just yet. We're going to try the undercut with Piastri. We'll see if anyone up front comes into the pits. Negative. No one up front is coming into the pits. Although, a few drivers are in. Okay, hold on. We need to see what they pitted to. They're on the wets. They're on wet tires. Pit options. We need to go to intermediates right now for our drivers. Let's make sure, yeah. Intermediates confirm. Pit options. Intermediates confirmed. Confirm pit changes. Let's hope Norris comes in. Norris is in the pits. Norris in the pits here. We need to have a good stop here because we are out of the points. We need a very good stop. We're double stacking as well. Lando, time in the pits. Why is he on mediums? Why is he on mediums? What is going on? I told him to go to wets. Oh my goodness. Piastri is on wet tires, a 2.496 stop. Oh wait, it is saying Lando's on. Oh man, I just had about a heart attack right there. Yuki Tsunoda is pretty much in no man's land right now and probably is severely struggling in this weather. Piastri on these tires as well. We'll make sure we get them up to temperature and go a bit aggressive because I am thinking track conditions have changed to damp. Yes, that they have. So Lando is going to try to catch up to Albon. Yuki Tsunoda in the pits as well as Hulkenberg, and Lando doesn't get in front of Hulkenberg, which is quite a bummer. So we're just out of the points with him. Intervals, Piastri's actually technically up a position, which is nice to see. Up into 16th, and Lando, we had a yellow flag there for quite a minute. Albon ran wide, so that's how we were able to catch him a little bit there. Tires are a bit hot. We'll push on the pace as we now have a bit of fuel stacked up here. So we'll hop on with Lando. Currently in 11th, pretty far away. So we'll go to deploy on the ERS and kind of just micromanage just a wee bit here. Burn here. We'll turn the ERS on for Lando to try to catch back up to Albon and them. Go back to neutral so we don't lose our battery pack. And we just got to play it smart here. 80% rain chance here. We got to keep an eye out to see if anyone's going to come into the pits here. Piastri. How are the tires? Ooh, tires are almost dead with Lando. Wow, they really dropped off that lap. No need to push. We need to bring Lando in, unfortunately. Because he's going to struggle. Pit options. We'll bring him in this lap and hope that we can get the undercut done on these drivers, as Carlos Sainz now really pushing Piastri. Lando is going to come in this upcoming lap, it looks like, as he's definitely probably going to struggle here with Magnussen right on his tail. Yeah, I don't know how those tires got so overcooked like that, as Lando into the pits. Let's see what he can do here on the pit stop. What's going on? What's happening? What just happened? I didn't even see them change the tires. That was so weird. I have no idea what happened there. That's just terrible. That could have just ruined our race. Oh, that's just so upsetting, man. Oh, that's just so upsetting. Go back to balance, push on the fuel. Man, I think our race just got ruined. That sucks. Norris overtakes DeVries. Okay, well, that's expected. He's a quality driver. And the tires on the other drivers are going to really struggle. So I think if we put it on aggressive, not full push, I think that'll be okay, as the track is still pretty damp. Sainz passes Piastri. Piastri, we're going to want to call in soon because he's struggling on these tires as well. So we'll try to get the undercut as well for him. Can find a way. If we keep it on push, he should be able to catch. And then we should have enough fuel to just push the rest of the way as well. With 10 laps to go, we have the fuel to push. And Lando, I'm going to deploy ERS on both of our drivers for now. And see what we can do. If we're going to backdoor a points finish, it's going to be an absolute miracle at this point with Lando and these tires, because Magnussen way up the road. I just don't know if it's going to be possible, because we do need to get past Yuki Tsunoda as well with Lando. I just don't know if... Yeah, Piastri is definitely going to stick in 17th, which, I mean, a decent effort from where he was. Starting the race down in 20th position, so he does better than the Alfa Romeos, which isn't really saying much. But Lando needs to get, finally gets in front of Yuki Tsunoda. About damn time, so we could pull away from him on mode push. And we're cooking the tires up a little bit here. Let's see here. Yeah, Lando, it's going to be tight to push it to the end, but we're trying to catch up. I just don't know if I don't think it's going to be enough. We need to back off if we want to keep at least decent position. Finishing it in 12th, it really isn't going to be enough, unfortunately, with a couple laps left, and that is quite disappointing. If I'm being honest, with 3 laps to go, I really expected more. That bad pit stop, I think, did cost us in this race, with Lando trying to be in the points finish, as the Haas drivers in front of us, as well as Williams with Albon in 9th, are going to get some very crucial points, and that might drop us potentially. We're on the final lap of the race, and I suppose we'll push on our tires. Not like it's going to do much. As Lando coming home in this race, finishing, or no, he's got one more lap. Okay. Thought he was on the last lap. I guess not. We'll speed it up here. Piastri should be rounding the corner here, finishing his race, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. Piastri, checkered flag for him. Solid running from him, finishing 17th. Race winner goes to Max Verstappen here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Lando is going to finish 14 seconds behind Kevin Magnussen. Again, not great on the points today, folks. Very disappointing run here from the McLaren team. I don't know what to do, guys. I'm trying all the tips and tricks that you guys are offering, but it's right now the team isn't enough. I don't know what to realistically change here to make the drive a little bit better for the squad, as the weekend doesn't go our way. Verstappen from Leclerc, Perez down 2, Hamilton up 4 to position for Lance Stroll in 5th, Alonso 6th, Russell 7th, Pierre Gasly in 8th, Albon 9th, Hulkenberg 10th, Magnussen 11th, Lando finishes in 12th where he started, Carlos Sainz finishing in 14th, Piastri up 3 in the 17th, and again, kind of a disappointing weekend. The Drivers' Championship standings stays pretty much the same. 11th for Lando, Piastri still in 17th. Constructors' Championship, we do stay in 7th, but only by 2 points over Williams, since Albon was able to finish in 9th. Haas get an extra point, are up in 6th, so they have a 2-point lead on us now for that battle for 6th position. Alpine get 4, they are up into 5th, so they are starting to pull away in that competition. Fastest pit stop goes to Ferrari, 2.411. We still lead the way with 162 points in that competition above Alpine, Red Bull, AlphaTauri, and Ferrari. And here, looking at the report for the weekend, Piastri, kind of a not realistic position in 5th for practice, 20th qualifying, 17th race. Norris, 4th in practice, 12th qualifying, 12th in the race. Again, decent semi-results. We get $4 million on the weekend. 1.5 because we had to purchase some car parts for Piastri to fix his car. But overall, weekend did not go great. Design is complete for chassis 2, which is good to see because we need to build our new we need to manufacture our new chassis because we desperately need the help. It's going to boost our cornering. It's going to boost our engine cooling. It's going to boost our top speed by a little bit. But we are definitely going to need those. They are going to take quite a while. If we speed it up, we could get the first one in 7 days, the second one in 14 days, and the next race is Montreal in 11. So we could at least have one done we'll put it on Lando Norris for the upcoming race. We have a couple car parts, failing inspection, install replacement, and then for this, for car 2, we're going to need to, oh wow, yeah, we're going to need a chassis for Lando, as we're basically uninstalling all these things here. So the chassis being built for Lando is going to be there. So we're going to definitely need those. Man, I don't know if... that's interesting. I don't know if we're going to have one in time for Piastri. That's quite interesting, but that's going to be something we'll have to take a look at. I'll take a look at between episodes and getting ready for the next race weekend in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, be sure to drop a like on it. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new, but that's going to be it for this one, and we will see you guys in the next episode.